This company is what I would call the new Onision. And I mean that sincerely. Onision is a dead topic to me. I don't ever bring him up with the exception of, bringing him up as an example of something. And this is one of those examples that I can say that Urban Outfitters is the new Onision. And I say this is because Urban Outfitters seems to be on this trend of creating shock material, shock products. Maybe that's their intention, maybe it's not, I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Urban Outfitters is a clothing brand compared to Abercrombie & Fitch. They're highly overpriced and expensive for shitty things, clothes that you pay about $100 or $150 per shirt, per pants, per sweatpants, per whatever it is. Severely overpriced, and only rich people, for the most part, spend their money on this type of garbage. I've never paid more than $30 for a shirt, and I never plan on paying more than that to begin with. However, Urban Outfitters last year, when I made a video on them, made a shirt known as Eat Less. And I also think they made a shirt on depression, like depression is the new fad. So they made a shirt like about, I think it was Urban Outfitters that made two statements about depression and girls needing to eat less products on their shirt. Anyway, within a day or so, they removed the products off of their website for good reason, because people were so outraged that they would sell something that promotes women to eat less and be anorexic, and make a shirt stigmatizing depression. A lot of people were upset, and rightfully so. However, this third thing that they've done now, I like to think that I think of the third strike rule. When a company does something a third time, the same process, and then apologizes for it, removes it off their website, they're really doing this to get publicity. Maybe that's their intent, maybe it's not. I don't really see how negative publicity would bring in sales, but who knows. Anyways, what I'm talking about is that Urban Outfitters released a blood red stained Kent State sweatshirt. Blood stained sweatshirt. Representing the Kent State Massacre, which I was not born at the time, but this was a massacre shooting in the 1970s, killing over 4 people, injuring over 9, leaving some completely paralyzed for the rest of their life. This was a shooting, and this shirt is titled Kent State Sweatshirt, and it has blood spatter on the shirt. To me, I think it's more of a shock value thing where they can get publicity, as I mentioned earlier. But is the question, is this type of publicity actually helping them market sales? I don't think it is. Maybe it is for them. I don't know. Maybe it's how they have to stay relevant as a company, because they can't get people talking about them unless they make shock content like this. It's the same way Onision does. He's a dead topic to me, because no matter what anyone says, the detractors, the criticism someone offers to him, he's still going to deliver that shock content, slandering, bringing misinformation regarding transsexuals, gay people, anorexia, depression, suicide, self-harm. He presents this content because it gets the views, because it's a shock content type of value, and the people who watch him and who like that type of stuff like that type of content. It's just how it is. This is what the shirt looks like. Blood spatter, Kent State University. There it is on their official website. I mean, let's be honest right here. This is about Kent State. They wouldn't name it Kent State sweatshirt if it wasn't about it. It has Kent State on the shirt. And there's no reason and no justification other than the bullshit response that they give that is not blood spatter. And of course, here's their crappy response. Urban Outfitters sincerely apologizes for any offense our vintage Kent State sweatshirt may have caused. It was never our intention to allude to the tragic event that took place Kent State in 1970, and we are extremely saddened that this item was perceived as such. Are you really that daft? No, this was intended. It's blatantly obvious. The one kind of item was purchased as part of our sun-faded vintage collection. There is no blood on this shirt, nor has this item been altered in any way. The red stains are discoloration from the original shade of the shirt, and the holes are from natural wear and fray. Again, we deeply regret that this item has been perceived negatively, and we have removed it immediately from our website to avoid further upset. What amazes me about this entire thing is not the fact that they made the shirt with blood spatter on it, representing Kent State Massacre. They knew what they were doing by doing this. I know that they're not stupid. It's a brilliant marketing strategy. Despite you getting negative attention on it, hey, they got relevancy in the news again because they're probably dying out as a company because, well, their stuff is overpriced shit. In any case, that's not what angers me. What angers me is the fact that they blatantly lied about this to the public with their apology and then saying that we misinterpreted, that it was misrepresented. No, it was not. You knew what you were doing when you made this. But in all honesty, I don't understand why people are so angry about this. Yes, I can see why it's offensive. But this shirt in and of itself does not present any bad statements like their shirt Urban Outfitters did that said eat less. That can be really damaging to women's self-esteem when it says eat less. But this shirt, however, yeah, I don't think it's cool. It's poor taste to release a shirt like this, but ultimately, I don't really care. What I care more about is their blatant lying to people saying that we misinterpreted it, when in reality, that's not the case at all. I want you to ask you a question. If someone buys this shirt and wears it to perhaps bring awareness to a cause, is that a problem? Because a lot of people don't know what the Kent State Massacre is. If someone wants to buy this shirt and wear it, I honestly don't see it as a problem. I really don't. I don't think they're a scumbag for wearing this. Do I think that they should pay $130 for this? Absolutely not. Or are people so mad at Urban Outfitters because of the Kent State Massacre that happened, and they just kind of want to forget about it in the back of their mind and not think about such a traumatic event that happened? And if that's you, then shame on you, because we should not be pushing these type of big events under the rug and just forget about them, because they happened and people were harmed from it, and they can happen again right now at this current day and have happened again. But this is what I will say. Probably expect from them a shirt next year of 9/11 with the two towers and some plane debris and maybe a Muslim's face on their shirt. Or expect them with an Elliot Rodger t-shirt with a quote by them. So either their marketing team is a bunch of absolute idiots, or they are actually geniuses and they make these things for shock value content, which they get a bunch of publicity, which is technically good for them despite it being negative. Acknowledge that, understand that, and from now on, I'm not going to be covering Urban Outfitters. Unless, of course, they make a shirt that stigmatizes something like, anorexia or depression, because that's a lot more damaging. But in all honesty, I don't see what's so damaging about this shirt. It's wrong, it's disgusting, I don't like it, but I'm not politically correct. Who the fuck cares? It's a shirt. People who buy this, who cares? I just think that you could be doing something a lot better with your money than paying $130 for a shitty-ass shirt such as this.